chilling mystery that has gripped this community from the far north region following the discovery of the skeletal remains of one of theirs, Toujours, a 31-year-old security agent who had been missing for over 3 months. Toujours went missing on November 2nd, 2024 after leaving home with his new motorcycle, an additional source of income he used to support his wife and 3 young children. Despite extensive efforts by family members, including reports filed with both the police and gendarmerie, no trace of him was found until now. On February 19, 2025, Theodore's remains were reportedly discovered in Washington City in the Japoma neighborhood in Douala. According to his half-brother, his skull was found hanging from a tree while parts of his skeleton were scattered nearby. Notably, some bones from his arms and ankles remain missing. The grisly scene has raised more questions than answers. The breakthrough in the case came when the police recovered a mobile phone at the scene using a SIM card. Brother Jamsam Mopa Krio E. Cyril, who had shared a building with the deceased in the Kojefa Pekadis neighborhood.
J'ai vu même la photo, il était attaché sur un arbre. The
remains were transported to the Lokbaba District Hospital, where the family is now grappling with the devastating loss.
Ever since my brother went missing, I have lived in pain. He was a calm and cheerful young man. I still don't understand why his remains are being held. All we want is to lay him to rest. That is our wish, for him to finally have peace.
Have yet to determine whether he took his own life or fell victim to foul play. The positioning of the skull and the missing bones have deepened suspicions among locals, fueling concerns about possible criminal activity. For now, the family's focus remains on giving Theodore a dignified burial while the community awaits answers that could bring closure to this unsettling case.
Every time Peter visits the family of Thomas Bihei, the young man found dead in Sonkum Forest, to offer condolences and provide support during this difficult time.
Nous voulons d'abord adresser aux familles éprouvées des condoléances attestées.
We have come to present our condolences to the bereaved family. It happened, and we are trying to find out, and we are trying to investigate to know what's happening. A crisis meeting was held following the discovery of the bodies and other skeletons in the Sinkum bush. Several measures to combat insecurity were proposed by the authorities. A forum for exchanges between motorbike taxi operators, security forces, and village chiefs will be created to improve communication and coordination. Permanent patrols in villages and areas with high concentrations of people have also been implemented to strengthen security.
Des recommandations fortes ont été prises.
We've had a lot of recommendations. One, to reinforce vigilante committee, reinforce collaboration with the population, identify and carry out a census of those working in farmlands around the area, areas identified as crime zones. The situation remains concerning, especially after the death of Hassan, the survivor found at the scene, who ultimately succumbed to his injuries.
Out of some over 900 churches and religious associations in Cameroon, only about 50 have received authorization from the President of the Republic, the competent authority to grant birth certificate to any church. But due to administrative tolerance and the strategy of affiliation, brotherly cover, or second-hand recognition, many churches are attaching themselves to those that have authorization. Church officials are waiting for the decree. If there is no decree and that your brother covers you, I see nothing bad. However, in the eyes of the law, this practice is marked by illegal churches. This is in line with the presidential competence. It is exclusive. This birth certificate and decrees, if you don't have the decree, you are considered as operating illegally. If it is the same association and that it is a representation, it can be understood. Thus, the consensus to put some order and also clean up the revival church sector, launched by the Minister of Territorial Administration. The warning is not to prevent religious freedom, but rather to regulate. It is necessary the church helps the minister get his fake pastors. There are many. Worth recalling here that the promoters of unauthorized revival churches had until February 15, 2025 to shut down or get authorization. Though the deadline has passed, it can be activated at any time.
Electricity has become a luxury in Douala, Cameroon's economic hub. Frequent power cuts sweep through neighborhoods without warning, leaving residents grappling with the consequences.
It's catastrophic. The frequent power cuts are damaging our appliances. My computer was recently ruined when the electricity kept going off and on.
For many, electricity is central to daily routines. Without it, life grinds to a halt.
We cannot live without electricity. Children need light to study, and women need energy to prepare meals and blend ingredients. We are used to a certain way of life, and living without electricity is hard.
In response to the frequent outages, some residents have taken precautionary measures to protect their appliances. However, many admit these measures offer no guaranteed protection.
The first thing, you need to have your power regulators, so to avoid damages in the house. And secondly, you must always be ready. You also advise your children that when light goes off, unblock everything that is in the house. But I don't think that it's a guarantee to say that you always do it, because at times you cannot avoid when there is children in the house. So the light can go off and the children neglect it and it can cause damage in the house.
And it's not just households. Experts say businesses and even the state also incur losses with insufficient energy supply.
I will mention the consequences, the negative consequences of the power shortage at three levels. First of all, at the level of the company. Secondly, at the level of the client, the consumer. And finally, at the level of the state. The state, foreign investors, if they notice that here in Cameroon, our capacity to produce electricity is close to 1,074 megawatt, whereas we are not able to provide even the half of that capacity during the dry season. It means that out of the 12 months, the foreign investors will have at most 8 months to work. It means that 4 months will seem as if the company has been shut down, whereas it's not the case. That company, let's say that foreign investor will choose to go to Nigeria, to Ivory Coast, to Ghana, or to Kenya.
Cameroonians say they have resigned themselves to this harsh reality, hoping that sustainable solutions will come someday.
The data collection process for this year's statistical yearbook for the Ministry of Basic Education made it possible to identify some 14,315 pupils in preschool, 24,067 in primary schools, 1,100 functional literacy centers learners, 335 non-formal basic education learners.
Without taking statistics of the number of schools that we have, the number of pupils that we have every year, we can never know whether the school-going children are increasing or they are decreasing. So every year we take the statistics, we analyze the statistics. This year we noticed that there was an improvement at the level of children who are in school at the ages of 11.
The stakeholders in the basic education sector in Cameroon, partners, and the National Institute of Statistics worked on this and the data analysis report.
Without them, we will not have a school map. Without them, we will not know how many teachers more we need, because as women continue to bear children, so do we have need for more and more teachers for these our children. So these statistics, bottom line, helps the government to adjust.
This year's exercise points to the global picture. In the country, 64,367 pupils to 32,512 teachers. In the preschool setting, 5,289,658 pupils to 121,453 teachers for primary school. Needs therefore to ensure the gap is not wide in order to improve quality learning in the basic education sector.
In an effort to ensure the timely execution of urban development projects, the Mayor of Douala, Rojimba Sadine, toured multiple construction sites on February 18, 2025. It is an initiative aimed at improving urban infrastructure and enhancing the city's resilience to natural hazards.
Je sors de cette visite avec un sentiment de...
I leave this visit with a sense of relative satisfaction. The projects are progressing well, and for those that are delayed, measures have been taken to ensure completion by the month of May.
D'ici mai,
the Mayor inspected roads, drainage network, and construction sites across the 3rd and 5th district of Douala, where significant work is underway. We are very proud because this road used to be completely impassable. Now the entire community is happy with the improvement. Malaria and other diseases will no longer spread as easily among our population. Now we can enter and leave our neighborhood with ease. And if there is an emergency, the police can respond quickly. During his visit, Mayor Rojimba Sadine expressed optimism about the progress made so far, highlighting the importance of these projects in improving city management and access to essential services. The Inclusion and Resilient Cities Development Project is expected to transform Douala's urban landscape, making it more sustainable and better equipped to handle environmental challenges.